But so we made it to Savannah, and we had a bit of trouble finding a place to stay. So we booked through Priceline, you know, and got a hotel. Location's pretty damn good. It's not on River Street, but it's like literally across the street from River Street. The room though was expensive. I mean, expensive for us. We're land of 65, 70 bucks for a room. This one was almost 300 bucks, just 15 bucks shy of 300 bucks.
Well, might as well say 300, charge another 75.
Yeah, and then they charged us another 75 for the incidentals, but I mean, we're not gonna tear the place up, or I don't know, maybe we will.
I might.
Anyway, we're not. let me give you a room tour. I got a little bit of headache going on. My mouth's hurting a little bit.
And you're hungry.
And I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything at all today, period. And it is after 7 tonight. So.
It's almost 8.
Yeah. So let me give you a little bit of a room tour. Mind you, our stuff is, I mean, that's our backpack, but our stuff's going to be sitting out. Got some art on the wall, cute little deco lamp. Bottle, I mean, that's appropriate. And then a queen size bed, full length mirror. Try to avoid that in the morning. Coffee thing, flat screen TV that we won't never turn on. There appears to be a mini fridge there. Oh no, it's not.
It's the ice.
It's the ice bucket thing, so no fridge. Closet with an iron board. This would be an adjoining suite. And bathroom. Seems pretty nice.
Yeah, it's just
Tommy had some questions about flushing the toilet. So some more art on the walls. Nice walk-in shower with a little rain shower head thing.
You gonna make it rain?
I mean, I might. I mean, it's a nice room.
Well,
Do I think it's worth 300 bucks?
I'm gonna vote no on this one.
I'm gonna also vote no because
Got 2 problems.
what?
It's only 2. There is no refrigerator or a microwave.
No. But also, we stayed at the guest house at Graceland a couple of years ago, and we only paid 74 bucks for that room, and that was by far the nicest room we've ever stayed in. And also, we stayed at a place in on Wrightsville Beach called the Silver Gold.
Silver Gold or Sea Gold.
Something like that. But anyway, we stayed there, and I think we only paid $130, and that was a beautiful room too.
Yeah, that was a 5-star.
Yeah, it was a 5-star hotel, and I mean, we didn't pay much. It was like 120, 130 bucks, whatever. And that was like spur of the moment. We just literally stopped in and said, "Hey, do you have any vacancies?"
Yeah.
So this one is a bit of a disappointment, but it had really, really good reviews.
This is how wide it is.
Yeah, it's pretty narrow.
Bathroom.
I mean, what more do you need? But
A refrigerator to put something in and a microwave to heat my drunk food up.
So anyway, that's our review here, and then I'll let you know how the bed is, I guess, in the morning. But
And it feels soft.
well, hopefully it is.
The bed bugs keep you warm.
I don't think this place has bed bugs.
Nah.
Please don't say that.
I'm just joking.
But anyway, we'll be back.
I'm serious. Guggenheimer.
Elevator is pretty.
He was the one who built the building.
Yes.
And it burned down.
Elevator's pretty nice, though. Swanky. It's pretty cool. Wonder if that's original to the building.
It could be. It could be.
Ghosts. Little business center. There's a full bar back there. Snack area. This building is so cool though. It was built in 1860 something. It's really neat. Sorry, I stand corrected. 1888.
Well, hello.
Welcome back to a long ass day.
So we are in
Savannah
on River Street, and they still got the Christmas tree up. It's a few days after Christmas now, and just coming down here, going to try to find somewhere to have a drink.
Yep.
Maybe sit at a bar, get us some finger foods.
Looking for a Bloody Mary.
Looking for a Bloody Mary. Let's see if we can find one. But it's what, 8-ish,
Yeah, something like that.
and it's pretty busy down here. So we'll take a walk around, see what we can get into.
We'll do that.
Jack the Ripper.
What?
I feel like I'm in London somewhere about to get yanked by Jack the Ripper.
Pretty sure your virtue is safe. It's really cool though, because these are the original cobblestone streets. But they'll trip you up.
Yeah, they're not made for.
Yeah, you got to watch where you go.
Not made for running or anything.
Those steps are a killer if you're drunk.
Pretty steep.
Now that is your 1700s London. Jack the Ripper alleyway. That old ass building. Cool.
See you listen to that stuff all the time.
How beautiful. I didn't bring the gimbal with me. I had to charge it. There's some sultry saxophone tunes.
There's a lot of people out here.
There is, there's quite a few. Sherry, you would love this. Look at this store. I'm not going in, but you would love it. As soon as I saw it, I had to stop, take some pictures for you. Here's Tommy. Look at it. It's beautiful though. Just want to let you know was thinking of you. I love you. We got the crab cakes. And they've got oysters and boys and platters. Beautiful bar. Tommy, are you having fun?
I am. Watching a little bit of football.
I don't even like football.
So? Still
Are you a
watching.
poser?
I know. Having a good time.
So every once in a while, you happen into a place that is like full of your type of people. And we went into Bernie's on River Street. And the bartender, the waitresses, it was all our people. It was so much fun. We had such a great time there. Thank you, Roy. That was wonderful. You were wonderful. Well, all right. Okay, so food, first of all. Bernie's was great. Those are probably the best crab cakes I've ever had in my entire life. But this was a whole theme throughout the entire River Street experience.
Yeah.
So every place we went into, we would ask them when their grill was going to close.
Right.
And
that way, if they had something we liked, we'd come back. And
yeah.
Everybody was pretty much like, oh, the grill closes at like 12 or 12:30. The bar stays open at like 2.
Right.
It was like, great, we'll find something.
Right, because we usually eat around 11 anyway. So,
have us little finger foods here and there.
Yeah, so we got the 2 crab cakes at Bernie's, and then we went to the Bohemian, and we got the 2 crab fritters.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they were out of everything, and even Bernie's was out of shrimp.
Yeah.
So we eat the little finger foods.
Fingerlets.
Yeah. And we decide we're going to, want to get something from Bernie's. Well, at 10 o'clock.
Right around 10 o'clock,
yeah.
We noticed that they were starting to put the chairs up in the front part. It's not very big if you've ever been there. And we didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to it, but then we started noticing it was turning people away.
Yeah.
And then the cook staff was out from the back,
yeah.
And talking about, wrapping up the evening. And we're like, hey, I thought she was closing at like 2 or no. And
right.
Like, well, we was open real late last night, which was New Year's Eve. And
they were ready to go.
They just decided it was closing.
And that was the theme through every place that we went. So by this point, I think we'd had like 3 beers each.
Yeah.
And I had a Bloody Mary, or I had 2 beers and a Bloody Mary, and you had 3 beers.
Yeah.
And I was done. I was done. And you couldn't find any food anywhere, so then we ordered Uber Eats, and we're having it delivered to the hotel.
Didn't quite work out.
So I'm sitting there waiting outside for Uber Eats, right? And the lady says that she's delivered the food, and I'm like, well, no, you didn't. So I'm trying to call that number, and it ends up being a number in California, and as I'm doing this, there's a shooting a street over. So I'm sitting there on the bench out there trying to figure out what's going on with food. And all of a sudden there's people running towards me in tuxedos and evening gowns. I guess there was a wedding reception wherever the shooting was. And they're all running trying to get in the hotel. So I'm like, no, been there, lived in that hood. So then we ended up having to call an Uber to take us to Waffle House because Waffle House always open.
Everything was closed, and Waffle House was actually closed. But they let us in.
They let us in, and I think she took pity on me. But they were like, "Look, we're closed, but we'll cook for you. What do you want?" And Tommy just told them, "Whatever you like, just cook it for us. That'll be good." So we ended up eating. We went all the way to Savannah to eat Waffle House. But they were great. They were wonderful. So really big shout out. And I understand the bars and stuff closing down that early. For New Year's Day, it was nuts. It was a little nuts for me.
Staff shortages and supply shortages.
Yep.
It kind of is, they could stay open, but they don't really have the help.
Right.
So they didn't want to get overwhelmed like they did the night before, which I get, but left us without food, so we had to go to Waffle House.
So then that leads us to the hotel. Well.
Oh, boy.
All right, first things first. Tommy and I always look for deals because we don't have the type of budget where we can just drop, $200, whatever. So we always are searching for hotel deals. And that's how we got, really nice room at the guest house, and that's how we got the silver gold, the silver gold, actually, I'm lying to you on that because we were looking for a place, and we walked in there and said, what kind of deals do you have? And she said, this is what we got, and it turned out it was about $100 off of their normal thing, but they weren't at capacity. So anyway, the Indigo, as far as the staff goes.
Can't complain a bit about the
Cannot.
staff.
That place was insane. The line to check in was out the doors.
Yeah, it was packed.
And it was so loud in there. And, you got the employees with their masks on, and they're behind plexiglass, and you're trying to talk to them, and they're trying to talk to you. And you can't hear because everybody's talking. There is a bar literally right behind the checkout counter, and it was loud. And so we got this poor little dude, and
couldn't have been there very long.
No, he was so frustrated. So we check in. We're expecting, for $300, we're expecting,
a really nice room.
Well, give me a microwave, give me a fridge,
Yeah, it was the things that was missing, not really.
And the room was super small. Let me tell you, I stayed at a Red Roof Inn in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And this thing was, not only was it pristinely cleaned, it was a very big room. And again, I got that room for $60 a night.
Yeah.
When I was up there. So, I mean,
yeah.
They charge us $300. We get into this room that is literally smaller than my kitchen. If you watched our cooking videos, our kitchen's small. And it wasn't all that clean, And then you go down there and you see, I mean,
it
was not worth the hype for it.
It was a very different experience for me to pay that kind of money and not have a refrigerator, not have a microwave, and
not have room service. Jeez.
Not have room service.
Breakfast was like what, $16.99, $15.99, something like that.
Breakfast, maybe that's something new on me, but you don't get free breakfast. So I went down there just to look, see what they had. And the lady's like, do you want to join us for breakfast? And I'm like, well, I don't know, I might. She's like, what's $16.99 a person? And I'm like, well, no. I'm good. I mean, I can go back to Waffle House for that and eat like a king.
Right.
So I was out on that. Yeah, go to Waffle King. And I was out on that one, and they made some mistakes at check-in. They charged, Priceline charged us for the room, which was almost, it was $275.99.
Yeah.
And then they tried to charge me, which you don't catch right away on your credit card. They tried to charge me another
$208,
$206.80 something.
Plus a $35 parking fee that was never mentioned through the Priceline deal or anything.
On their website, it says about the parking. There's a parking deck right beside the hotel, and they say that it's $35 to park there. But nobody mentioned that to us, and we didn't know. So they charged us the $75 plus the $35 plus another $208. So I was like $600 and something into this hotel at this point.
Yeah.
And didn't catch it until the middle of the next week, I think it was.
When it showed up on the bank statement.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, that's not going to work because it wasn't worth $300. It damn sure ain't worth $600. So luckily the staff, they looked at everything. They handled it. Don't have any problems with that. It all got reversed. That was fine. But a lot of people probably wouldn't have said anything about the $35.
Yeah, they reversed the parking fee too, didn't they?
Yeah, they reversed that. It appears that they reversed that also. But
I have no problems with the staff. However, I do have a problem with the corporation because if you're going to charge those kind of prices, right? I could have stayed at the Holiday Inn Express for $50 less, and it might have been not quite as close to River Street. We did want something right on River Street, but everything was booked up.
The reason why we wanted that is and
was also it was a historical hotel.
The reason, yeah, and it was 1888. But the reason why we wanted that is where we wouldn't have to get Uber to River Street. Well, we ended up taking Uber back out
Twice.
towards Tybee Island to go to the Waffle House that was open.
Yeah, so
it's still.
But she was a great driver,
yeah,
and you know,
it still didn't save us anything there.
It really didn't.
Probably cost us in the end. So
yeah, and then I had to fight to get the Uber Eats delivery charges reversed. You know, because girl said that she delivered it and she did not deliver it.
No. So
but anyway, would we
bad.
stay at the Indigo? Probably not.
No, it ain't no problem not. Hell no. I would not stay there. It ain't worth the money.
It's definitely not worth the money. I think corporate needs to...
I couldn't imagine. I was very angry. I could not imagine what that place cost you on July 4th weekend.
Yeah.
It'd be $800
I think corporate needs to revisit their pricing on that.
For what they got.
They're not
going to have free breakfast.
I think corporate needs to revisit the pricing on that, and they might want to make some adjustments. But, you know, it's really hard to do a trip like that where it's 5 hours away, and you're trying to get down there, and you're trying to do some stuff. And I swear to Jesus and Jerry Lee that the next time I go to Savannah, I will ride that riverboat.
Yes. We've been talking about the riverboat forever, so next time, definitely, we say Savannah, you know we're going to be on the riverboat.
Yeah. But anyway, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when we upload new videos. Till next time, bye-bye. Stay spicy. Next time, join us as we visit historical Fort Pulaski before venturing onward to Bonaventure Cemetery, made famous by the books and the movie Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.